Every journey needs a starting point. And for the first leg of our world tour, we chose the Arctic Ocean. And from there, we'll start making our way south to Argentina. But to get to our starting line, we first have to take on the Dempster Highway. We traded our dream home in Costa Rica for our dream truck. We got married, and instead of settling into married life, we hit the road for the adventure of a lifetime. The plan is to drive around the world, one road at a time. Our route to the Arctic Ocean brought us into the Yukon, and it didn't take long for the North to give us our first unforgettable moment. Wild bison right beside the road. Not a bad welcome to the Yukon. Our first stop was Whitehorse, where we spent a couple nights in a tiny house at Yukon River Farm. It was a cute little glamping cabin right on the river just outside the city. It was the perfect place to spend our first nights in the Yukon and get ready for what was coming next. The Dempster Highway, a road we'd read and heard so much about, and we're finally about to experience it for ourselves.
Before we take you onto the Dempster Highway, we should probably tell you what we were expecting. We were expecting weather like this. Coming from Central America, we were definitely a little bit concerned about how that Arctic weather would feel. And from a lot of what we were hearing from people who had recently been up in the north was that the mosquitoes were so freaking bad you couldn't even be outside for a second. So, I mean, that was a little concerning. And then just for James and I, like, taking on the Dempster Highway to the Arctic Ocean as our first adventure seemed a little insane to me.
Yeah, the crazy part for me is to take an absolutely brand new truck with 1,000 kilometers on it on one of the worst roads in Canada for an extended period of what, about 1,500 kilometers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta say, a little worried about the roads, a little worried about the wear and tear on the vehicle. But you know what? Let's go.
Yeah, I mean,
let's go.
We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into,
yeah.
And there was only one way to find out.
Yeah.
With everything packed and ready to go, we left Whitehorse and made our way to Dawson City. This would be our final stop before turning onto the Dempster. Our last chance to make sure we had everything we needed before things got a lot more remote. We spent a little time exploring Dawson City. With its colorful buildings, old hotels and storefronts, you can still see so much of its gold rush history. Then it was time to get ready for the road ahead, filling the water tanks, topping up the fuel, and getting the truck ready for the gravel. And with that, we were off. From Dawson City, it was finally time to turn onto the Dempster Highway. More than 700 kilometers of gravel would take us all the way to Inuvik, and from there, one final stretch to the Arctic Ocean. We really didn't know what the next few days were going to look like. We kept an eye on the weather and the fuel, stopped when something caught our attention, and found somewhere to camp at the end of each day. And for the first time, we were finding out what living on the road was actually going to be like. How the truck would handle it, how the camper would work for us, and most importantly, how we'd do living in it together. We came here expecting the road to be a challenge. What we weren't expecting was just how incredible the journey itself would be. But the Dempster also gave us our first reminder that things don't always go according to plan. Before we reached Eagle Plains, the truck threw an engine warning. Not something you want to see out here. But when you're traveling somewhere this remote, you have to be prepared for anything. We checked the code, made sure everything looked good, cleared it, and carried on. Just another reminder to be ready for whatever the road throws at you. Not far beyond Eagle Plains, we crossed the Arctic Circle. It was 20 degrees, sunny, and definitely not the Arctic weather we'd been expecting. It was a pretty incredible milestone, but we still had one goal ahead of us. We passed through Inuvik and continued towards Tuktoyaktuk. After everything it had taken to get here, we were finally on the last stretch. Our goal was just ahead, and after so many kilometers heading north, we were almost there. We made it. Tuktoyaktuk and the Arctic Ocean. We had reached our starting point. And getting here felt pretty incredible. We spent the night camped right at the edge of the Arctic Ocean, under the midnight sun. A pretty unforgettable way to mark the beginning of what's ahead.
So we're done the Dempster, and it was not what we expected.
No, we were so worried about the mosquitoes, and luckily I think there'd been some colder weather, killed most of them off, so that wasn't even really much of a problem.
We got lucky.
Yeah, I think so. We really did. And weather-wise, we hit weather after, but on our way up, I mean, it was 20 above at the Arctic Circle. The night that we spent under the midnight sun at the Arctic Ocean, it was 24 degrees.
Celsius. So,
Celsius, yeah.
Yeah, what's that, like 78
Yeah,
Fahrenheit?
beautiful.
Beautiful summer day.
Right. And I mean, just getting used to being on the road, I was so concerned about this being our first trip. I thought it was crazy of us to take on this massive challenge, but things went really well.
Yeah, they did. And all the stuff in my head about the road, let's put it this way. Oso was built to handle the worst in the world. With the extreme Dobson suspension that we have on this vehicle, 34-inch mud tires, aired all the way down to 30 PSI, we literally hovered over the entire Dempster the entire time. We didn't feel the washboard, we didn't feel the potholes, and the speed limit's 90 kilometers per hour, and in the absolute worst rainy conditions, we floated at 90K. We did the whole thing in record time just because the motorhomes and the Class B campers, they're all doing 40 kilometers an hour, and it looks like they're rattling the molars out of their teeth, and we're just hovering over it at 90. The road was amazing for this truck, and it made me feel very confident in what we've built.
Yeah, I mean, we came out with a dirty Oso, a small windshield chip, and that is it. So we came out honestly feeling more confident in Oso, and also more confident in ourselves as we take on this world tour.
And now we head south. Over the next couple of years, we'll make our way to Argentina, exploring along the way. Subscribe and come along. There's a whole world ahead of us. And before we go, here's a little more from our stay at Yukon River Farm.